Why did Jesus condemn the Pharisees so sharply? Because they had turned religion into a throne. They looked righteous. They spoke scripture. They loved honor. They loved titles. They loved the best seats. They loved being seen as holy. But Christ saw through it. Because the real question is not, do you look righteous? The real question is, do you lift burdens? And the Pharisees did not. They tied up heavy burdens and laid them on other people. They built gates. They loved appearances. They strained at tiny outward rules while neglecting mercy, justice, and faith. That is why Christ comes at them so hard. Not because he hates religion, but because he hates what religion becomes when it stops helping the vulnerable and starts protecting the powerful. That is the pattern. A throne system always looks holy from a distance. It has the robe, the language, the order, the status, the clean image. But underneath it, the weak are still being crushed. That is what Christ condemned. He was not harshest toward sinners, prostitutes, tax collectors, and the ashamed. He was harshest toward the people who used holiness as a weapon. Because the Pharisees had turned goodness into status, purity into jurisdiction, and religion into optics. They were not showing people the way to God. They were standing in the doorway. That is why Christ condemns them. Because Christ is sandals, not thrones. Christ goes low. Christ lifts burdens. Christ widens exits. Christ tells the truth with mercy. Christ does not use righteousness to dominate. So if you want to know why Jesus condemned the Pharisees, here is the answer. Because they made religion look holy, while it was still crushing people. And Christ will always stand against that. Jesus condemned the Pharisees because they turned holiness into a throne and left the vulnerable still bleeding.